Hey folks, B59 here. Welcome back to Piasa Transport playthrough of Transport Fever 2. In our last episode, Eliza Beidel, COO of Piasa Transport, completed the first leg of her journey, her ops review of Piasa Transport's lines and equipment, and that took her from St. Louis, where we sit here today, to Cape Girardeau. And during that journey, she reviewed the books and records that were provided to her by the St. Louis branch manager and took a look at the operations here in St. Louis and up the Missouri River. She left us a punch list, which once she got to Cape Girardeau, she transmitted back to Piasa Transport headquarters. And now the branch manager for the St. Louis operations has been asked to implement the punch list that Eliza provided. So that's what we're going to do today. The first thing on her list was to note that the boats that we're running at Piasa Transport have not been maintained properly and are in pretty poor shape. We have literally boatloads of money. And so the first thing we're going to do then is we're going to go into the vehicle manager, and we're going to get that a little bigger and only look at our boats. And if we look at the passenger ferries first, we see that we have a lot of them that are in very bad, very bad. I wish there was a way to easily select. Oh, we got to go see the Natchez. Wish there was a way to easily select a large number of these, and there probably is, but maybe if I opened up the lines, but that's alright. This is going to get us what we need. And I think that's all of our passenger ferries. So we're going to tell all of those to go. We're going to put them on very high maintenance. They're going to be where our passengers are. They're going to be our public face of Piasa Transport, and we want those to be looking good. We're also going to go ahead and upgrade all of our barges as well, because we're not going to take them up to the same level of maintenance, but although they spend a lot of time going between towns, they also have landings that are close to towns, and they travel by towns. This is a river map, and so all the towns are on the rivers. So we're going to at least take them up to mediocre. Get them at least so they're not bad or very bad or any of the horrible things that we've seen. I think that one thing that's interesting here is really to see how many riverboats we have. We have 105 riverboats, and that is the most extensive river transport network I've ever seen in Transport Fever. It looks like we're going to have 3/4 of those, maybe, that are going to be cargo traffic, and about 1/4 of them are passenger ferries. Okay, let's. I think there probably was an easier way to do it, but we've got them now. These are our cargo barges. We'll run them at high, which will bring them up to mediocre. And we can cross the first item off of Eliza's punch list. The second item that she noted was the bridge between Alton and St. Louis. And she doesn't like the bridge because it is... it's got a hump. And that hump is slowing down traffic going into Alton. And we have both cargo trucks that run the tools or rather the machines out of these factories on the other side of the river, as well as stagecoaches that run between Alton and St. Louis and that bring passenger traffic basically to our ferry service. So we're gonna knock it down, and hopefully not too many people will be whisked away. And I think to make this work, we're going to have to knock that all the way back to there. I'm going to go ahead and put it in pause so that the game doesn't try to recreate any of that. And we'll take out this bit as well. And what we're looking for here is just enough clearance to permit barge traffic to continue up the river here. And I think that does it. I think that does it. We'll find out. Well, let's just take a look. Is that where we want this bridge? Would we prefer it here? I think that's fine there. And we have green and green connecting, so it should go through there okay. And it appears that it has. We haven't lost any of our lines, and in fact we have some riverboats going through there right now. So we can take that off our list as well, and although that was something of an expense, we have plenty of money to spare, and it is a partial payback to the city of St. Louis for the help they provided at the outset of this series in contributing funds to support the establishment of the St. Louis Harbor, which is actually one of our most successful harbors in terms of moving traffic in and out and compactness and frankly just looking pretty slick. So so that is the second item on our punch list. And this is so far a pretty easy punch list, and by and large, I think that's the way it's going to be. The other thing that she noticed is that our trams here in St. Louis are all outdated. They're prior year trams, so we're going to replace all of these, or prior generation trams. And we're going to replace all of them with the newer horse-drawn streetcars. The old ones, 11 miles per hour, 5 capacity. The new ones, 12 miles per hour, 6 capacity. So it's a minor upgrade, but they also, despite carrying more passengers, have lower emissions. So that alone makes it worthwhile. So we're going to go ahead and replace these two. And we're going to ensure that their maintenance is set at least at high. And then we'll go back in and we'll do these trams. Again, only a couple of them. Oops, not what we want to do. We want to do this. And again, we'll make sure that our maintenance is set at high. We'll go into the fourth line. These are just the short little feeder lines that feed into this main tram stop that then takes passengers back and forth to the ferry. So let's see, we'll go ahead and replace these vehicles as well with the newer versions and set the maintenance at high. And then I think our last line is the one going down to the boat harbor. And you know, this is a very heavily used line. It has 31, 32. It's running right there around 30 of 35 capacity being used. So that's a very excellent line. We're going to go ahead and replace these vehicles as well. And we will configure the maintenance as well. to support those to at least a mediocre setting. So I think that that is all of our passenger traffic. Although we do have, actually this is this line here is the Alton line, and it is stagecoaches. But are they at least, let's at least check the maintenance. They are at a high maintenance. Yes, they're all mediocre, so that's good. And then while we're here, we're also going to check our St. Louis machines and just make sure that they are at least at a mediocre maintenance. And they are. These are the delivery trucks that carry machines into St. Louis. And right now there's too many of them. Oh, this set is not, so we'll get them set as well. There's too many of them because we don't have enough capacity. It's, you know, again, as Eliza noted last time when she was here, we really don't have enough steel. So the steel production is holding us back. And we're going to end up having to tackle that in one way or another if we really want to get this machine factory running at full speed. Okay, so we've now knocked off the third item in Eliza's punch list. The fourth item is the one we were just talking about, not getting enough steel. That's a problem to solve. The fifth item is that passenger service isn't optimized on the Omaha-St. Louis line. You know, we have if we look back at the map, we see that there's quite a distance between Omaha and Kansas City. It's really slowing down our passenger ferry service to St. Louis by having to go up all the way to Omaha and come back again, which is causing clogging here, particularly in Columbia. But we've also seen it in St. Louis from time to time. So what we're going to do is we're going to establish a new line between Omaha and Kansas City. And it'll be dedicated and just run between those two stops. And then we're going to shorten the St. Louis line to only go so far as Kansas City. So let's start on that. And we will get, first of all, our new line between Omaha and Kansas City. And we will color this one pink to make it stand out a bit. It doesn't need any special instructions, and we will just call it Passenger Ferry Omaha to Kansas City. We will get one boat on this line, and where do we have to? We have to go all the way down here to get it, but we will. And we're going to go ahead and use again a Frontenac because they just look the part. It's probably a little bit excess capacity for this particular line, but it is let's see, where are we now? Where is our new passenger ferry line? Oh, we probably can't see it from here. How about now? Here we are. And so we'll go ahead and name this boat as it comes out of the boathouse here. And it's going to be the only one running between Omaha and Kansas City, so we can just call it a passenger ferry, and whenever we see it up there, we'll know it is the one. And then we'll go into our line here between St. Louis, Columbia, and Omaha. And we're gonna let this boat start heading back down to Kansas City. There it goes. And we'll go in and manage this line, and what we'll do is at Upper Kansas City we'll take out, we're going to pause a minute because this is going to complain a bit. We're going to take out the lower Omaha part. We're going to take out the second upper Kansas City bit. And then we're going to just go to Columbia Hall. And then back to St. Louis. So yeah, much simplified line. But what I'm worried now, is this still going to want to go to upper Kansas City? It looks like it is, because we have quite a few passengers, I'm sure, that are destined for upper Kansas City. So we'll give that some time to run and see how this new line manages. I think, we have 3 boats on this line, and that should be plenty now, and it actually should help to alleviate these blockages that we've had down there. The other thing that Eliza noticed but didn't really mention was that in between Kansas City and Topeka, there is a kink in the line, so to speak. And she thinks, for a modern city like Kansas City, that they should be able to take that out and just run a bridge right from here to there. And today we have a bus service that runs through here to here and back. And if we cut it off, that will take out a substantial bit of time for that service. So what we will do is we'll go here into that, and this one doesn't even need to worry about it doesn't need to worry about navigable space. So we'll put that right here. And yeah, right already we see that we've shortened that line quite a bit. So that'll be good as well. We want to keep Kansas City and Topeka happy, and they appear to be mostly there. And then let's see, what did she want next? She said that there weren't enough bricks being delivered to Columbia on the Columbia Jefferson truck line. And yeah, this is the line she was talking about. And I think what she noted is that Columbia wants 91 bricks, and the current line only delivers 75. So we need to get another almost 20 bricks being delivered on that line. And that means we have 14 vehicles today delivering 71. Let's try adding 2 more vehicles and see what that does to our rate. $86. So we're going to get 1 more vehicle on this line. That brings us up to 92, which is just enough to keep busy. Now, as these cities should continue to grow, I think what we'll do, now it says 91 now, we're going to get 1 more on here as well. And that brings us up to 97. The other thing I want to do is make sure that the maintenance on these vehicles are all at least mediocre, as they are running right through town. So we have done that. And while we're doing that, let's just check the maintenance on these other vehicles as well. Nah, they're not in good shape. They're in very bad shape. So we're going to go ahead and switch them to high. Wonder what kind of impact that has had. It hasn't had much bad impact at all in Jeff City. It only has a minus 10% for emissions, which is pretty fine. But nonetheless, let's keep them happy. And then over here, we don't have adequate delivery. This is delivering both bricks and food, and so it needs to be at roughly 170. And right now, it is only at 100. So we need to get more vehicles on this line as well. And we don't need to quite double it, but let's try 4 more vehicles. And that got us up to 181. So that looks good too. And we will also increase the maintenance here. And now we should be able to supply more food and bricks into Columbia. And all of that is going to increase the growth. And as we can see here, the emissions are causing some problems in Columbia. So perhaps we should take a look at the passenger services as well, just to check the condition of these vehicles. And they're very bad. Because these are passenger vehicles, and people will see the Piasa Transport livery up close, we're going to make sure that they are maintained in the very highest condition going forward. And we'll look at both of these lines. So we do have 2 lines running through here. One going down to the ferry, and another going down all the way over to Jeff City. But when we look here, are we getting enough coverage? I think we could actually do better in terms of getting people to the ferry service. So right now it's only doing that. Even adding one more stop right here would help pick up people in this quadrant of town. And if we added one over, well, no, I don't want to get too far over there. Tell you what, we're going to add it right here. Yeah, even though these weren't things that Eliza recommended, they're things that we see that should be done. In fact, we'll be better off on this side. I think we will stick it here, except on this side of the road. And then we'll go into this line, and after Taylor Street, we will stop here. So now we'll be picking up a few more people. Actually, we could even pick some up here. Or here. No, we're going to leave it at that. Gets too complicated, gets too slowed down, and that doesn't work very well. Yeah, look at that. 119 people want to go to St. Louis. Hopefully one of the boats will be coming down soon to pick them up. And we're going to have 2 boats coming down pretty soon. These are going to be pretty close together because after this boat... Now that's interesting. I bet you that one got out of sync. Because it's carrying absolutely no passengers. But after it picks up passengers here, and there are 62 waiting. Look at all of them waiting to go up to Omaha. Oh wait, that is our new Omaha line. Oh, that's our new Omaha line. Great. So it's heading up to Omaha, and do we have passengers up here in Omaha? We do. We have 48 already. Okay, this line is going to keep itself busy. That is excellent. And then this passenger ferry, when it comes in to Kansas City, when it leaves, it should head out to Columbia. Okay, we'll let that go. But there is one other thing that Eliza wanted us to do here in on the Missouri River, and that was to reconfigure that line we had taking bricks up to St. Louis. And what she would like us to do is to instead redirect that line to go up to Topeka. And at some point it may carry food as well the other direction. But for now, we're going to go ahead and put a cargo stop in. And we'll do that right here. And then we'll put a truck station. Well, let's first get our road connected. We just need a very simple country road. And we could probably get a cargo station right here. I'm going to make it 30. I'm only going to make it one-sided platforms. Ooh, 3 I said. At the moment. And if we put it right here, put it right here, we're getting cute here. We don't need to, but we are. And then we'll need a drop-off in Topeka. Now we should have a drop-off today for the food. Are we delivering? Yeah, oh, it's right here. And that drop-off is not adequate for the bricks. So we're going to need a separate drop-off for the bricks. And that one will be... Could put it right. How about if we did it right here? We do it here. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll create a line from here to here. It will be red for bricks. And it will load bricks at the annex and unload everything at Park Street, and we will name you delivery Topeka bricks. And now we'll just get a few trucks on there. Let's see, we'll use these, and we'll get 3 to start. We'll make you high maintenance. Let's see, how many bricks do you need? You need 77. This new line will have a rate of, well, we don't know yet. Oh, did we not? Assign the vehicles? We did not. Okay. So your rate will be 25. You need more than that. So we'll clone you. And then we'll get 3 more. Then we'll just make sure that all of those have right maintenance level. And then we can reconfigure this line here to go from Jefferson City to Topeka, where we will unload bricks. And then we will take off that waypoint. Now, what happened to our vehicle? It is heading to Jefferson City transfer. Okay, that's pretty good. There aren't any bricks yet here because It got rid of all the old ones. But it's on its way to start producing those, and we can expect them to start showing up at the docks soon. Okay, so we've fixed the bad idea. The next item on her punch list was about Omaha and Kansas City needing tools and fuel, and Topeka needing bricks. We've taken care of the bricks, and the other items are going to live on the problem to solve list until we see a handy solution. And we now see some bricks are starting to show up here at the transfer station. So the final task for today is to reconfigure the butt ugly Cape Girardeau harbor. And, you know, they're right. It is butt ugly. And we could probably have a much more interesting harbor. And so that's what we're going to do. Let's see, which boat is this? Cape Girardeau, St. Louis. What are our lines? Okay, you're coming in here. We're going to let you come in, pick up the boat, or pick up these planks. And then we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of reconstruction work. I think that the only dock that we're going to really give a beating to is this one. Although I got an idea of how we might manage this a little bit. But this should pick up everything on the dock here, because we only have 32 loads of plank waiting. At some point, and maybe this is something that Eliza will do next time, we're going to be taking a look at plank generation in Cape Girardeau, making sure we're maxing it out, and then seeing what we can do to optimize those lines as well, because we're not getting a lot of planks up to St. Louis, that's for sure. Of course, it can't make use of them right now anyway because of the steel. I wonder what Eliza's going to think of the steel that's up the Arkansas River, and whether that's too far away to help supplement St. Louis, or whether she thinks we're going to be able to do some fixing on the steel mills up the Ohio River and fix it that way. Okay, let's go ahead and pause, configure here, and what I kind of am thinking she may want to do here is we could put that here and that here, and then let's knock this out, and let's put another, you know, I don't even know if we really need a big one here. We could maybe get away with a small dock. We didn't have that much waiting for it this time. But I don't know what the future holds. So let's go ahead and for now, I don't really want to take out two buildings. I wonder what would happen if we did this. Would we be able to put these in? No, not the way we want. Oh. I see. Maybe this is what we'll do. Take this out. And now we have a kind of more interesting dock. Maybe we should do a little bit of work here as well. Make it look a little bit prettier if we're... do the bring the train out. Now try smoothing it. Well, I clearly am not the master of the train tool. For that, you're going to have to go to Grand T, who does make the prettiest stuff. All right, let's check our terminals here. And right now, everything is assigned to 3. We don't want that. So which one is 1? That is 2. This is 1, and that is 3. So let's get the Cape Girardeau St. Louis line back to over here. And then we will take this Evansville St. Louis line. Actually, you're not going to be stopping there anymore. That was part of the change that we made before. Let's just take a look here at this line. Oh no, you will still stop there because you're going to at Cape Girardeau. You're going to pick up tools. Okay. And that's what you'll be doing. This Memphis, Louisville. Oh yeah, this is the one. Let's see. What do you do here in Cape Girardeau? You are unloading bricks, and that's all you're doing. So we're going to have you run to this middle. We'll have you run to this middle dock because it's just a drop-off dock. So here we go. Memphis, Louisville, Cape Girardeau, and now you will drop off there. So we have a better distribution of the lines. We hopefully will avoid the backing up that we were getting before of boats. Look at them all. Look at them all. Yeah, that was a problem. Too many boats go into the same lines, and now we at least have a couple of places for them to go. 4 lines, 3 docks. That should be enough to free things up. Okay, with that, folks, we're going to say that's the end of this episode. And when I see you again, we will be with Eliza Beidel. She'll be doing her magic in reviewing the books and records out of Cape Girardeau, including this log line, passenger lines, and most importantly, all of the lines which run out of the Ohio River, which are part of the remit for our Cape Girardeau branch manager. So stay well, and I will see you next time.